I'm Rachel Smith, here to tell you a little bit more about Gartner Peer Insights and the review process. Let's jump into what it takes to leave TIBCO a customer review. So let's talk a little bit about why Gartner Peer Insights is really important and why it matters not only to you and your peers, but also to TIBCO. Your peers depend on you to help them shop for new solutions, and TIBCO depends on your honest feedback. Your review serves many purposes on Gartner Peer Insights, and we're honored and glad that you're interested in being a part of this important facet of business. So what is the process? Gartner Peer Insights review process is a little bit different from other customer review processes. There's quite a few steps, but I'll point out some of the differences. There are lots of TIBCO products, so when you're starting your review, make sure you're selecting the right one. Finishing the entire review process when you write it could take anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes, depending on how much detail you want to give. So be sure you can dedicate the right amount of time to the questions. While you can save and revisit your review later, it won't appear on the Gartner Peer Insights site until you fully complete it and submit it. Moving on to the next one. The reviews will be processed and evaluated by the Gartner Peer Insights team, and in order to do that, they must validate your identity. Please be sure to use a business email address or log in with LinkedIn to write your review and verify your identity when you're done with your review. This is key to the process. And finally, of course, the review processing. The Gartner Peer Insights research team will validate your identity, and then they'll vet the review quality to ensure only our customers are leaving us reviews. So while you do need to provide your personal information to get the review processed, your review will remain 100% anonymous to everyone reading your review and to TIBCO. Let's go ahead and jump into a little bit of the demo of the beginning of this process, since there are quite a few steps. When you use the link provided to leave a Gartner Peer Insights review, you'll be brought to this page where you need to select which TIBCO product you'll be reviewing. So you'll either need to create an account or log in with some credentials you created previously. Please make sure you're selecting the correct product in the correct use case market. For example, you could select TIBCO Cloud Integration here in the Data Integration Tools, or you could select it up here in the Application Integrations Platform market. So just pay attention to which market you're selecting and make sure it applies best to your use case. Let's go ahead and jump into a review. Let's start one for TIBCO Spotfire. So you just select that product and wait for the page to load. And you should come to something like this. When you create your account, you might actually be asked to give a little bit more information, but please remember all of the personal information you will share will be anonymous to all of the people reading your review and to TIBCO. The only reason Gartner Peer Insights needs to capture that information is to verify your identity. So a couple things you'll notice here. You'll notice the product you're reviewing up at the top, as well as some of the main steps the review will walk you through. You also have the option to submit and exit at any point, but the further into the review you get, the more likely it is your review will be fully processed and you'll get that $25. Another thing to note is your review score. So this score is actually telling you the quality level of your review and how far through it you are. So the higher this gauge gets, the better the review and the more likely it will be processed, the more helpful it will be to your peers, to TIBCO, and to those analysts that I mentioned. So the first few questions are just about overall experience, and you can choose to answer these and even some long form questions. Again, the more detail you give here, the better. Some of the key factors in driving your decision, so on and so forth, lots of options there. You can choose your deployment architecture. And here you can even submit and exit after this initial page is complete. However, we do not suggest that. We do suggest you click submit and continue. You can see after filling out that whole page, where now our gauge has moved up, we're more than halfway through, and we can continue to answer some of these more in-detailed questions. So I'll go ahead and select these. After filling out this page, please continue to submit and continue to bring your gauge up even higher. These optional questions, of course, you don't have to do them, but again, the more information you give, the better. Then once you complete it, you have the option to submit and complete your review. We'd like for you to get all the way through this process before you submit. So let's go ahead and do that. Once you've completed it, you should see this, that it's moving through the verification process, and you should receive some email updates as you proceed through that verification process. They'll let you know if they need any more information from you or if they're having trouble verifying your identity. So again, make sure when you create your account or when you log in that you're using a business email address that you use often. All right, now that we've seen what the process looks like and we know why it's important, you can go leave a review today. Again, thank you so much for your interest in Gartner Peer Insights and leaving us a review or even reading reviews. If you have any questions, please reach out to us with the chat on this page. Looking forward to reading your great review.